Hi, this is Missy and you're with Vissy Plays. This is a little bit different this week. This is an island tour of the very first island I started making besides my Forever Island. The name of the town is Amaravati, and the villagers I have here are Barald, Tutu, Marina, Cephalobot, Ione, Renee, Billy, Sprocket, Ribbot, and Dell. At this point, I didn't have really any kind of access to a treasure island or something, and I couldn't change out my villagers, so it was pretty hard, this first island. But this first island is dedicated to my younger brother, who we had lost about 6 months prior to me starting this island in January of 2024. And it is a Star Trek island, and Star Trek was one of my brother's absolute favorite things. And so we start here at the airport, we come through the entrance, and what we find in front of us right here is Starfleet Command. And there's a good number of codes here that I made for this island. They are available. And there are a lot of codes that I use that other people made. I did not keep track of my codes at the time. My suggestion is to search Star Trek to get them. But this first area is Starfleet Command, which is in San Francisco. So this whole area is supposed to be San Francisco. So we've got nooks here, a little shopping spot. And when we come down, we've got a couple of the houses down here and little park type areas. And we have Marina's house, and then we have Dell's house. And the beaches were a little bit difficult trying to figure out what to do. So down here, I just made this really an enormous spa area. And I think that it turned out pretty well. There's spas in San Francisco, right? And here we have just a little picnic area. Pretty generic beach areas. This is my avatar here. Up here we have just a small seating area on the beach that is for Renee, whose house is right here next to it. And when we come across this way, this is more just for pretty, but we come up to Ione's house. And here next to Ione's house, we have another seating area for her. She's got a great view from her place out into the ocean. She's got this little seating area. She's got this little storage area, and way back here in the back, there is an area for like maybe going swimming or hanging out, and then another little sunning area. Right here, next to it is just a small little park. Right here next to the park in Ione's is where the museum is at. And this museum is an observatory, or a planetarium if you want to call it that. And it is bi-level. You come up this way, go along the side, and you can come up here and you can look out at the stars or out at the ocean. I wanted to show you here how you can look out at the ocean. Since it's a sunny day, you can't really look at the stars, but you can see the ocean out here, and with the telescope you should be able to see those little islands that are so far off there. It'd be nice if they actually worked. The building is a very large build, a very large space, and this building is a very large build. You need to plan a big area if you wanted to make a observatory like this on your island. It took up a lot of room. The main part of San Francisco. Head on down back towards the main part of San Francisco. This here is Sprocket's house, and he is a little scientist. So he's got his little lab and everything set up outside. And I thought we'd come down here and go south, and we're gonna go up to the skies. First thing we see from up here is a vineyard. And this is a vineyard based on the vineyard that Jean-Luc Picard has in France. I did my best for the building to make a vineyard in France that from the movies. His vineyard in France that from the movies. But I think it turned out pretty great. Here's a little wine tasting area, little storage shed, all the vines. It's hard to see because of this other building in front from this direction, but it definitely turned out really well, and it was a good representation, I think. If we come down here, we have Starfleet Academy. This is also another big build and was pretty difficult. I got some maps of what Starfleet Academy is supposed to look like, and I tried to follow them as faithfully as possible what the grounds look like. So the shapes of the walking paths and stuff like that are very similar. It was a big technical thing for me. If we come over here, I kept this here because this is how you get to where the pier is at and the campsite on this island. And so it's mostly just trees over here. I didn't put anything back here besides trees. It's mostly just to cover it and to help, because I had no trees for the most part on the island. It was to help me get enough trees on the island to be able to have a 5-star rating. So when we come up here past Barald's house and we come through the center, and as you can see, this is it. And you back behind here, this great big building is my house, and it is Starfleet Academy. So it's a big building because it's a big school. When we come into Starfleet Academy area, and room is just like a reception area, and you can come over for the logo for Starfleet Academy, stuff like, and there's waiting numbers and stuff like that. Over here on the right is a men's bathroom. So there's a small shower area, there's some urinals, there's a couple of stalls, bathrooms, and some sinks. But this is the men's room. Now we come back out to the reception area and we head to the back. And in the back we have a small lab class. Maybe chemistry or physics. And we can only have 4 students in this class because we have a small room. When we come back out to reception and we go off to the left, on the left-hand side is the women's bathroom. I figured in schools we have a couple of different bathroom areas, and this way we kind of separated everybody. So we have another bathroom. Nothing particularly fancy in here, just a bathroom. We come out and we go upstairs, and upstairs is like a living area, like a dorm. And there's a couple of different sleeping areas, one on each side. And of course, the people here at Starfleet are nerdy, so they got themselves a pie. And they play chess. So we head on down to the basement, and in the basement is a large computer lab for the students at Starfleet Academy. I tried to stick with these gold and white colors for the most part in here. It felt really Starfleet command type things, World Federation of Planet. And here I wanted to showcase again the 2 codes I made for this island that relate to this, the Starfleet Academy sign and the Federation of Planets flag. There are other codes that I designed for this island. They are available from the kiosk And I do have the maker's number in the description. When you come out of Starfleet Academy, once again, you can see the whole building. And we come over here to the left and we start heading back. And once again, we're right next to the vineyard. We head straight back. Kind of thought that little ladder was funny. And here we are first in the original series. This is the transporter room. And this was probably my brother's favorite series of Star Trek. And we come through the pipe and Counselor Troy, his panel where he should be. And Counselor Troy, his panel where he should be. And Counselor Troy, his panel where he should be. And Counselor Troy and the captain and Riker and Wesley, everybody's here. This is another build. It was very large. I got the maps up of what this whole area was supposed to be like, and I designed everything to be as close as I could to it. So this over here is where his ready room is at. He has a bathroom apparently. Is ready room. And over here on the back left-hand side is a bathroom on the deck of the Enterprise, which I thought was really interesting. And I was trying to get a good picture of it here because it's actually a little hard to see. But that's what that is, a little bathroom for everybody up here. And here is their meeting room. So here you can come up here and you can essentially be on the deck of the Enterprise. And all of the codes for the available on the kiosk. Those are also ones I made and they are available on the kiosk. But yeah, here you go. You can be right here on the Enterprise. You can even say engage while you're up here. It's just like being on the deck. So now we head back here and we transport back to the transporter room from the original series. And we have Spock here and Kirk and Scotty. And we come outside and you can see there's the picture for the Enterprise and a sign with its numbers, designated numbers. And here are a couple of signs that I made for Deep Space Nine and for Bajor. And what we have here is the promenade. I did my best to keep it a circle like the Parmesan is. Here's Captain Sisko's son. And this is just several little shops. I could not find what different shops were on the promenade, so I kind of just went with it. Here's the brig, and here's Odo mining his desk, and here's his brig for everybody. Probably Quark. And a little nail studio here. And this was supposed to be, there was a Klingon who sold gak. And that's supposed to be his little restaurant. And then we have the Bajoran temple. This is Kira. And we come inside here and you're at the temple, and the little peach was supposed to represent their little orbs of the prophets. And all of these codes that are in here, I also made and are available from the Dream Address. And when we continue on around, we come to Quark's bar. And when we come inside, you can find Quark here tending his bar, making sure everything's going well. And when you come upstairs, I made this to look like the tower going up through Quark's, but it was a little hard to get exactly, but it's an idea there. And over here is Vic's, where they would go in the holodeck to hang out and have fun. They sometimes would sing and just mostly hang out as a team. When you come back across on the other side from this holodeck is the holodeck that Miles O'Brien and Dr. Bashir used when they would go White River rafting. And I know more than once Commander O'Brien hurt his shoulder while using this particular program. And this one worked really well to help my 5-star rating because I could put a ton of flowers and some trees down here. Like I said, so this really, out of the island does not have any room for anything like that. So this really helped me with that. And as you can see, a bunch more. So we come back also. So we come back down the stairs from the holodecks through Quark's Bar, and the next area is Garrick's tailor shop. But I realize it says Able Sisters, but Able Sisters seemed perfect for his tailor shop. And in the center is, of course, the medical bay and Dr. Bashir. When you come out of the promenade on DS9, you continue on past the transporter room, and what you see here is a big farm. And as many people know who love Star Trek, Captain Kirk grew up on a farm in Iowa. And I tried to use the yellow hyacinths so it would look like there was corn growing here. And it kind of works. I wish they had more crops that we could have so we could do something like that. But it works. He's got his crops. He's got a little house. He apparently shares this barn with Billy, aptly named since this is William Shatner's character's farm. When you head on back past the farm, you come down here into New Orleans. And as many people know, in DS9, Benjamin Sisko's father lives in New Orleans. That's where Benjamin Sisko grew up. And he has a restaurant. So this is Benjamin Sisko's father's restaurant in New Orleans. And we came across here, and this is Tutu's house. Nothing too big and fancy, but she seemed like she would fit this kind of vibe. And this is where I put all my rock garden. I had to have somewhere we went. Go. And this is where they went. So when you come back up these stairs and go once more to the right, you will enter engineering. So this is the engineering department on Voyager. And when you come inside, there are tons of servers. And here's B'Elanna and the warp core. She's working on it, I'm guessing. I do have to say that Star Trek is a hard theme to do in Animal Crossing. And I think I did pretty well. Now this island, like I said, is dedicated to my younger brother Kenneth, who passed away far too soon, May of 2023. He was only 54. And his absolute favorite thing was Star Trek. That and Doctor Who. And I hope that he would love this island. I tried to be as faithful to Star Trek as I could within the limitations of Animal Crossing. Please let me know how you think I did. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, maybe hit that little bell to get notified, and I'll see you next time. Bye!